You are born into a world of darkness, somewhere in Southeast Asia, one of three blind, helpless kittens piled together. Your mother, driven by instinct, picks you up in her mouth and carries you, one by one, to a hidden den. For the first month of your life, this is your entire universe, the warmth of your siblings and the scent of your mother. When your eyes finally open, you begin the clumsy process of learning to be a cat. You wrestle with your siblings and explore the den, but your mother is a strict warden. Wander too far, and she snatches you by the scruff of your neck and drops you back with the others. At 2 months old, she decides your education must begin. She leads you to the edge of a river. You are a fishing cat. The water is not your enemy, it is your destiny. Your mother wades in, her movements confident, while you and your siblings splash awkwardly behind her. It's your first war against the water's physics. Your legs struggling against a current they were born to conquer. By 3 months, the lessons escalate. You crouch beside her on the riverbank, a silent apprentice. You watch as she dives, a flash of fur and fury, and emerges with a writhing fish in her jaws. You, however, do not hunt. You only watch. Your attention is stolen by a frog. You and your siblings give chase in a chaotic, uncoordinated attack, but the frog escapes easily. Your first hunt is a complete failure, but the lesson is learned. Your life will be earned in blood and water. At 4 months old, your swimming lessons intensify. Your mother watches from the bank as you venture into deeper water. Every stroke is a struggle, your muscles burning as you learn to fight the current. Your siblings are your training partners. They bite your tail, they pounce on your back, dragging you under. This isn't just play. It's a brutal, simulated combat designed to forge your body into a semi-aquatic weapon. By 6 months, the free meals stop. Your mother still watches over you, but she no longer provides. You must now kill to eat. You learn the unique art of your species. You don't wait on land. You step into the shallows, tapping the surface with your paw, creating ripples that mimic a struggling insect. When a curious fish swims close, you lunge. Your claws hook into its scales, and you drag the violently thrashing creature to the bank. It's a small fish, a pathetic meal, but it's yours. It is proof that you might just have what it takes to survive. At 9 months, your family dissolves. Your brothers leave first, vanishing into the wilderness to carve out their own territories. You linger, but soon, you too must go. A fishing cat is a solitary creature. Your mother's territory is now a hostile border you cannot cross. You can hunt, but survival requires more than food. It requires land. You search for a place to call your own. A wide river blocks your path. You plunge in and begin to swim. Halfway across, a shadow cuts through the water. An otter, a river gangster fighting for the same resources as you. It attacks without hesitation, its teeth sinking into your shoulder. You roll and claw a desperate underwater brawl. You tear free and kick for the bank, your lungs screaming for air, the otter snapping at your heels. You collapse on the mud, gasping. You have survived, but the river remains contested. Weeks later, you find a new crossing and a perfect stretch of wetlands on the other side. This will be your home. You slip into the water to hunt. You snatch a large catfish and drag it to shore, a feast that could last for days. As you step onto the bank, a leopard explodes from the reeds. It doesn't want your fish, it wants you. You drop your meal and dive back into the water, your only refuge. The leopard, larger and stronger, chases you, waiting for you to surface for air, but you are a master of this domain. In a flash of inspiration, you turn your greatest weakness, your smaller size, into your greatest weapon. You surge upward and clamp your jaws onto the leopard's front leg, using all your weight to drag the shocked predator down into the deep water. Panic sets in. The leopard thrashes wildly, its power useless in an element it doesn't understand. It tears free and scrambles back to the bank, a coughing, sputtering mess, before retreating into the forest. You have lost your meal, but you have won an impossible victory. You are 3 years old. A male finds you. It's not a courtship, it's a conquest. He chases you, pins you with his teeth clamped on your neck, and mates with you by force. This brutal ritual repeats for days until he is satisfied and leaves, having fulfilled his biological imperative, never to be seen again. 2 months later, you give birth to 3 kittens. You are now the protector. You hide them, you feed them, you shuttle back and forth between the den and the river, constantly hunting to provide for them. A month later, you begin their education, just as your mother did for you. At 3 months, you take them on their first hunt. You demonstrate the technique, the tap of the paw, the lightning-fast strike. You catch a small fish and release it, a lesson in patience. You lead them deeper. You dive to show them how it's done. But when you surface, only 2 kittens are there. The third is gone. You dive again, searching frantically. Then you see it, a crocodile, its jaws stained red. Your kitten is already gone. Before you can even process the horror, the crocodile surges upward again, its mouth a gaping cavern, and swallows your second kitten whole. It sinks back into the murky depths. The water, your greatest ally, has become a graveyard. You don't think, you act. You grab your last surviving kitten by the scruff just as the crocodile lunges one last time, its jaws snapping shut inches from you. You scramble to the bank, gasping, your last child dangling from your mouth. 2/3 of your legacy, erased in an instant. You are 5 years old. Your surviving kitten has long since grown and left. You are alone. When mating season returns, another male finds you. This time, you do not run. This time, you do not submit. You have learned a brutal lesson. The only way to not be a victim is to be the victor. When he approaches, you lunge. The fight is a savage flurry of claws and teeth. He is bigger, but you are a survivor forged in tragedy. You lock your jaws on his throat and do not let go. When it's over, you do what a fishing cat does. You eat what you kill. His flesh is no different from any other prey. You are 8 years old. Your territory borders human farmland. You discover a field of chickens, strange, clumsy birds that are ridiculously easy to catch. It's an intoxicating discovery, a fatal illusion of an easy life. You snatch one and feast. The next day you return for another. You pounce. And the chicken screams. The sound echoes across the field. You hear footsteps running toward you. You hesitate to run or finish your meal. Then, a sound you've never heard before. A single, sharp crack that echoes louder than thunder. The pain is a flash of white-hot light, and then ... nothing at all. The farmer's easy meal cost you everything. Your life of impossible victories, tragic losses, and brutal survival ends, not with a claw or a tooth, but with a piece of metal fired from a distance by a creature whose world you accidentally trespassed.